Much like the stock pickers outside the blue chips have little stocks to watch out for, so too the IPL franchise owners, the strategists are looking for these uncapped players. They don't always command the same price that the mega stars do, or that those on the fringe of the Indian side or those in the Indian side do. But you're looking out for these uncapped players and say, right, can I get a great deal here? Can I invest in these uncapped players? And a lot of the players that I've picked today have already had a couple of good IPL seasons. They'll be on the radar, but their challenge lies in having a very good season 2 or season 3. When they're new, you don't always know how they'll go. And sometimes these emerging players really become fantastic players as you go ahead. Akshar Patel, Shreyas Iyer, all these players have been fantastic emerging players in the IPL. So let's see who are the 5 who already have a bit of a reputation, but who the stock pickers will be looking for in the IPL. Number 1 on that list is Krunal Pandya of the Mumbai Indians. Plays out at Baroda, has had a really good IPL, was a player of the match in the final last year, can bat in the top order, can give you 4 overs, wonderful for the balance of the side, has got a very solid temperament, and I'll be surprised if he doesn't go for a lot of money, but I'll also be surprised if Mumbai Indians don't use a right to match card for Krunal Pandya. The only problem with him is he seems to be injury prone. Between IPLs, I hardly ever spot him. I look at the Ranji Trophy scorecard to see if Krunal Pandya is there, and he's not there. The T20 season surfaces, and there he is again. And already he's had a couple of good matches for Baroda. He's batting up at number 3. His overs have been a little expensive. Maybe he's playing on flat decks, but he's starting to deliver 4 overs again. So number 1 on that list is Krunal Pandya. Then number 2, someone I saw play under 19 cricket 3 or 4 years ago, has grown in stature since, has had sort of mixed bag seasons with the Sunrisers. That is Deepak Hooda. But look what's happened in his life outside. Baroda cricket is always in a bit of turmoil. They started the season with Irfan Pathan as captain, and then when that didn't work, they looked around and they settled on Deepak Hooda. And I think that extra responsibility has worked well for him. He's had a decent Ranji Trophy season. He started the T20 season with a couple of blistering knocks. He's got the great capacity to clear the fence. He got typed a little bit as a slogger in a couple of seasons, I think with the Rajasthan Royals as well, and he's got to rise beyond that. And if I was a stock picker, I'd be looking at Deepak Hooda and giving him a bit of responsibility, saying, you're my number 4 or number 5. You're not just a finisher, but if it comes there, you've got to be able to do that job for me. But I will also demand a couple of overs every game from Deepak Hooda. Out of 5 in an innings once for India under 19. It's an aspect of his cricket that he's letting go, I suspect, but for his future, it'll be very important. I'll put him in the camp as soon as the sides are picked, and I'll say, Deepak Hooda, I want you to bowl for me. So that's number 2 on my list, Deepak Hooda. Last year played for the Sunrisers. Number 3 on my list is someone who hasn't had a great IPL so far, but who's always sort of just below the radar. He's had a good Ranji Trophy season. He's picked up 34 wickets. I noticed that for Karnataka, he's batting at number 3. He's already had a really good, fiery innings for them in the zonal T20 tournament. I'm talking about Krishnappa Gautam. I also see franchises seeking him to bat at 6 or 7 because he can go and tonk the ball, and he can give you, most days he can give you 4 overs. Also remember that IPL teams are always looking for sort of 6 bowling options and 7, 8 batting options. So when you're looking for the balance of your side, something that Krunal Pandya gives, something that Harbhajan used to give, someone like a Karan Sharma does, I think that is a role that's tailor-made for Krishnappa Gautam. He hasn't had a lot of IPL games, but I'll be surprised if he doesn't play much more this year. So he's number 3 on my list. Number 4 on my... And he's got a challenge ahead of him because he had a rather challenging, rather demanding Ranji Trophy season. Didn't get a lot of wickets. I noticed when I looked down the bowling figures that he tends to be expensive, and that could be because he's playing on flat decks and he always bowls at difficult overs. But he's built a bit of a reputation, Basil Thampi, as a good end overs bowler, and that is a role franchises will be looking to assign to him. That's one of the most difficult roles in the game. So while I see Basil Thampi as one of the players to watch out for that franchises will have on their radar, I also realize that there's a bit of a question mark on Basil Thampi, and if he's the champion player that he seeks to be, he will address that. But he'll definitely be on my radar if I'm a franchise owner. For number 5, I looked at people like Nitish Rana, who started off the season really well for the Mumbai Indians, but was then left out. Manan Vora, who's been sort of player to watch out for a long time, has had a couple of good knocks for Punjab in the zonal T20 tournament. And Mayank Agarwal, who's a strange one, because everyone thought of Mayank Agarwal as being this big T20 limited overs player. Hasn't had a lot of success in T20, but has had an absolutely incredible season for Karnataka in the Ranji Trophy. Now, in the first